Okay, so before we get into today's lesson, there's one more that I wanted us to see. So we have our triangle, right, A, B, C, and we have our new image, A prime, B prime, C prime, and we want to try to figure out, it says two ways, but let's just try one way to see how we can flip it and get this image over here. Okay, so one of the things I noticed is that A, B, and C triangle is flipped, it's reversed. So I do want to have some sort of reflection. So I know I'm gonna say reflection. Now, we wanna try to be as specific as possible. Okay, so I don't want to just say a reflection. I want to know what kind of reflection. So I know I'm going to be reflecting over some vertical line. So I'm going, and I can pick any line. It doesn't matter what I pick. Okay, so I'm going to probably pick, let's pick x is equal to 3. So I'm going to say there's a reflection over x is equal to 3. So how can I check this out? Right, so I'm going to take my patty paper and I'm going to create my triangle. And again, here's B, C, and A. And I'm going to reflect it over this line right here. So basically what this means, right, it's one away. So if I reflect it over this line, boom. Now notice that my C matches up with my C, my B is over my B, my A is over my A. I could have reflected it over this point, and then I'd have to translate it. Okay, but I reflected it over this line. Now, what do I have to do? I just have to slide this down, right? And I don't want to just say translate, a translation. I want to be specific. I want to say I'm translating this 2 units, 1, 2, and I'm saying down. So translation, 2 units down. Okay, so again, that's just one way that we could have described this. Okay, so again, reflection over this line, x is equal to 3. Bam. Okay, and then all of a sudden I'm sliding it down. 1, 2. Could I have slid it down first? Absolutely. And then reflected it? Yes. Okay, if you can think of another way to do this, that would be perfect. Okay, but you don't have to. All right, so let's go ahead and talk more about rigid transformations. So I need us to find our resource page that looks something like this. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to follow the instructions on this rotation. Okay, and we're basically just seeing, like, notice that it's 180 clockwise, this is 180 counterclockwise. Is this going to make a difference? So sometimes it's going to make a difference, sometimes it's not going to make a difference. Okay, so again, using the same paper, you guys can pause this video and work on this yourself. But if you want to follow along, great too. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to connect. And we are going to, this is our point of rotation. All of these graphs, this dot, so the dot is the point of rotation. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to rotate this 180 degrees. So again, I draw my little plus sign. Again, I'm just going to draw that over here. So I need to go clockwise. So I'm going to go 90 degrees and then 180. Oops. So 180 would leave me right about there. Again, I want to copy that image down. So 1 unit down. And 1 unit over. 2 units down. And 2 units over. Then 1, 2, 3. it looks like it's about right about there. Oops. Okay, perfect. Okay, and that's all we're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it again for the next one. So for the counterclockwise, so this time I'm gonna go, instead of this way around, I'm gonna go the other way around. So here's 90 degrees. Here is 180 degrees. So we're gonna notice that this time it didn't make a difference. This is the same exact one. So 3 over, 2 down, 2 across, right? So when it's 180 clockwise or counterclockwise, it seems to not make a difference. All right, let's check out this guy. So I need a new image. So copy this. Okay, and again, point of reflection, just draw a little dot. 90 degrees clockwise. So keep it on the point and move that dot so it's facing upward or onto its side right here. And we're gonna draw this. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Down 1, over 1. And then connect. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing over here. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. Shabam, right there. One over 1. So something like that. Okay, so notice 90 degrees does make a difference. Okay, so when we do 270, so let's look at 270. So 270 clockwise. So here's 90 degrees. Here is 180. And then 270. It will be right back here. So notice that this, I'm not going to redraw this, right? You guys can. Notice that this guy and this guy are exactly the same. Okay? So E, I'm just going to say same as 90 degrees counterclockwise. And then what happens if you do 360, right? If you do a 360, you've made a complete circle, right? And so it is clockwise. Bam, 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 moving all around. Moving all around. There's 270 again. And we're right back to 360. So 360 stays the same. So stays the same. Okay. And we'll go ahead and try G and H while we're at it. Notice that the point of rotation is in the middle. And I'll draw this one while we're at it. So I don't have to draw a little dot up above. Again, the dot's just more for me to know how far I've turned. So I need to turn 180. All right, well, there's 90. And then 180. Look at that, 180, we're right back. So some have what's known as symmetry. Before you get to 360, you're kind of back to the same place, right? So it looks exactly the same. So it looks the same. What about 90 degrees? So 90 degrees, I'm just gonna move it so the dot's on its side now. And look at that. The box looks exactly the same. Box looks exactly the same, 90 degrees. So we're gonna say looks the same. Okay, so those are your rotations to kind of help you kind of figure out what is happening. The rest of the stuff we're gonna actually use graph paper and have a better idea of kind of what's happening.